Hi, everybody. In the home stretch here, I love this quote from Johnny Carson. It's a little old, but I think it's spot on for what I want to talk to you guys about today. It shows how important a role technology has played in our lives, how much impact it has made. You see, it was a time when people started really getting into television and they were letting go of radio. Not that they've let go of radio altogether, but they liked television so much that they arranged their meals around it. And it created this little cottage industry of TV frozen dinners. But it also is indicative of how important TV is to all of us. So I'm going to talk about TV, if you haven't figured that out already. And after all, we're in the entertainment capital of the world, so that makes sense. And a lot of you in this room probably love TV, watch a lot of it. And I want you to think about what you like about television, what really excites you about it. And if there are any of you in the room here that aren't really that big a fan of television, I hope by the end of my talk, I can change your perspective a little bit on the role that television can play in our lives. Because like Johnny said, we have to thank Philo T. Farnsworth for inventing the television, and a lot has changed. But there's even more change coming, and it's coming at a very dramatic pace. This is what television was like when I grew up. How many of you remember seeing something similar to this? Okay. There's a lot of young folks out there, so maybe not everybody. But this was TV in my house, 4 channels. And you had to watch what was on, or you watched nothing at all. We had to use rabbit ears, antennas to get the signal in. You'd have to move it around from every once in a while, maybe put a piece of tin foil on it to get it working just right. Of course, you had to get up to change the remote, or in my case, my older brother would make me do it again and again. And the thing that I used to remember the most about this TV set was watching Scooby-Doo on Saturday mornings. I just loved Scooby-Doo. They were simpler times. We didn't know any better. At the time, we thought television was fantastic. It couldn't get any better. But it has. So let's fast forward to today. This is what TV looks like in my house with my kids. Show of hands, anyone else? Does this seem familiar? Okay. My kids have no concept of a network, no concept of a schedule. They start and stop shows whenever they want. They'll binge view programming. They'll watch a bunch of episodes on the weekend, in theory, after the homework is done. And they multitask. They have no concept of what a TV guide is. They just browse for content. They'll get recommendations either from friends, or maybe they'll get a recommendation from Netflix. They think TV was built for them. They get to watch what they want, when they want, what they want to watch, when they want, and wherever they are at the time. And the kids aren't the only ones that feel this way. I'm of that mindset now, and I'm sure a lot of you are as well. TV has come a very, very long way since the days of Scooby-Doo. And what's interesting is my daughter, who's 11, also likes Scooby-Doo. We're watching the same episodes, but she's watching it completely on her terms. It's a very personalized experience. So these breakthroughs in technology have made life better. And the internet is driving all of this change right now. And it's really only getting started. At some point in the future, all of television will be streamed. It's going to be coming through the internet to your television set. I can't tell you when exactly it will happen, but I can tell you it'll happen. And how did we get here? Well, let's first take a look at television, the evolution of it. First, it was over the air. Then maybe you had cable or you had satellite. And then the internet started to get involved. And what's interesting about over the air or cable or satellite is that was a situation where it was broadcast from one to many. You had very little choice. You had to pay attention to what the schedule was, or you might miss it. Of course, the DVR helped to do that, to erode that, but still, to some degree today, it's becoming more and more of a personal situation thanks to the internet. It's unicast. You can say what you want to watch on demand. I want to watch Scooby-Doo now. And TV is going to continue to evolve moving forward. And one of the things that's really important to think about is that changes that are coming are going to be pretty dramatic. Consumers will have more control. The economics of television are going to change. The measures of success will change. And we're all going to become broadcasters. No longer do you need to have an expensive studio, high-end production equipment. We'll all be broadcasters. It's already happening. You can use your mobile phone. You can use a simple camera to do things that you could never do before. So the internet is transforming television. It's not disrupting it like other media. It's transforming it. It's making it better. It's making it more applicable to you in your daily lives. And it creates tons of opportunities at the same time. For all of you in this room, whether you're a creator of content, maybe an actor, a distributor, maybe you're an advertiser or an ad agency, or maybe you're a nonprofit, or maybe you're someone who wants to get their message out. The doors are opening for you to all tell your story, and technology is allowing you to do amazing things. And what's particularly amazing is how rapidly things are changing right now. I work for a company called Roku, one of many that are focused on bringing the internet to your television. We do it through a tiny little box, but other people do it through a variety of ways. We've been around for about 6 years, and in that short period of time, we have over 1,700 channels on our platform right now. Some of them are digital native ones that you've seen, Netflix, Hulu Plus, and they've built a completely new business model and are streaming billions of hours on an annual basis. Then there's the traditional broadcasters like Fox or Showtime or ABC, and they're embracing the internet as a way to set up a direct relationship with their audience. And they're also distributors, Time Warner Cable, Dish, that are embracing the internet to deliver content to people in a more efficient manner, make the user experience a little bit better, save some money in the process because it's cheaper to send content over the internet. But what I want to talk to you about are the new voices. There are a lot of people out there who could never imagine of being a broadcaster before, who thanks to the internet are broadcasting. And thanks to the internet, this is all happening. Take, for example, the Autism Channel, which is on Roku, and a couple of other platforms now. But this is a channel that's targeted towards caregivers and parents who maybe have a child that's autistic. And this is a way for them to see content to help to find solutions for their child. It's incredibly powerful. On the lighter side, there's Dog TV, which is a network, believe it or not, that's targeted for dogs to watch while their humans are away. I'm not kidding. There's Dish World, which is picking up the satellite transmissions of foreign language programming and delivering it to people here in the US. Programming from their native land in their native language. It's incredible. These people are watching television for more than 15 days a month at over 4 or 5 hours at a time. They're connecting to this through the internet. It would never happen if it was over a satellite. Then there's the Barbecue Pit Boys, which is one of my personal favorites. These are a bunch of guys who like to cook meat. Smoking, grilling, half the time there's usually beer in their hand. Great recipes, great content. But you know what? They have 3,000 local chapters of Barbecue Pit Boys. Their content appears in over 100 blogs in different countries, in different languages. The internet is also helping television become more local. Take, for example, the World Harvest Church in Enid, Oklahoma. They're using the internet to deliver content to their congregation every day of the week from their home. And there's also the TED channel, where you may see some of these talks from my peers, right from your own living room. It's pretty amazing stuff. And if it weren't for the technology, none of this would happen. It's creating tremendous opportunity. If you are someone who's diabetic sitting at home, how powerful is that for you to see advice delivered to you that tells you how to live a better life and maybe how to make yourself stronger? Technology is making this possible, and streaming is making a profound impact on people's lives. So if there's one thing I want you to remember today, is just the power and what's happening with streaming on television through the internet. It's making our lives better. It's changing the rules, and new models are emerging, and we can all be broadcasters. We're getting closer to that moment. I'm not sure when it's exactly going to happen, when the switch is completely flipped and it's all streaming, but it's getting closer every day. So I encourage you to embrace technology, use streaming to tell your stories, use streaming to convey information, use streaming to inspire others, and use streaming to maybe change the world. Thank you.